Hello, everyone. It is the Prophet Michael David, aka Aries, and to everyone in America, I guess I would like to wish a happy Memorial Day. Okay, first, why am I doing this video? Well, a couple reasons. Number one, as I told you in my last video, I'm not going to be making as many videos, maybe not even one a week, but it's Memorial Day tomorrow, and I got to tell you guys this story about my math thing that I posted or tried to post. And here's the story. In my last video, one of the one things I said was I couldn't keep affording to, you know, make a bunch of screenshots uh, that take a very long time to put together for videos where I was only going to get 5 views. And that still holds, but I will have some screenshots in this video just because I had to take them anyway. Um, that being said, the last time I talked to you about a week ago, I told you I was going to take all my Collins solution information and then write up a post for mathoverflow.net, which is, I found out now, is a series of like all the Stack Overflow stuff. Basically, just like a different version of Reddit. Math Overflow is just like Reddit for professional mathematicians. And there's other ones for regular math nerds and stuff like that. So that's where I decided to go, the actual professional mathematicians at mathoverflow.net. So now I'm going to show you exactly the post I wrote. I had to split it up into 4 screenshots because it was long enough. It needed 4 screenshots. But then I'll also show you the attachments that I attached. So it's going to be 6 total screenshots together. So here they are. I'm not going to read the entire thing to you because you can just read it yourself. But I am going to talk about the riddles a little, even though I'm not going to tell you how to solve them, although I've given you all the information to solve them. But I would like to note that on the screenshot, the fifth one that says Kautz conjecture solution, that's my algorithm that I've showed you guys over and over. That's also the thumbnail. But I was thinking, you know, I'm not that real techie, but I can do visual design stuff, or I have done it before in previous jobs or figured it out. So I figured I would just use like uh, Apple Pages and try to remake the algorithm just in Apple Pages so that it was easier for people to understand than my handwritten one, which I think I did quite a good job at. It's much easier to understand than my original handwritten algorithm, even though it's exactly the same thing. So now finally I'm just going to read you the 3 riddles just for consistency, and then I'm going to add some extra comments, at least on one for sure. So here we go. After solving this problem, the first question that I would ask to anyone who thinks they know a lot about the Kautz conjecture game is, in the infinite amount of Kautz games, in any single game, no matter how long, what is the maximum amount of 3 mod 6 numbers that you'll count in that sequence? And the answer is 1. And riddle number 1 is why. So then I explained my solution, and I had the attachments, the hyperlinks, or whatever you want to call them. And then after that, for the second and the third, I said, that being said, with true mastery of the Kautz game, you can construct absurd games, which are my last 2 riddles. The second riddle is an absurd yet solvable problem. The third riddle is an absurd and completely unsolvable problem. Kurt Gödel in his purest form and bordering on P versus NP solution. And look up Kurt Gödel and P and NP if you want to. I'm not going to explain it right now. And all my riddles are the why. I tell them exactly what the answer is. I just want them to figure it out. I'm not going to tell them or you how to solve it until later, although they have all the information to do so, as do you. All right, second riddle. If you wanted to construct a Kautz game that looked like it was divergent for a very long time, like it was going to infinity, what seed number would you choose? Seed number being the number you choose to start the game. The answer is 2 to the power of 82,589,933, and then that quantity minus 1. That is the 51st Mersenne prime, the largest known prime number at the moment. The game would start by only 3x plus 1ing and divided by 2 once, a grand total of 82,589,932 times in a row before the other divided by 2 families, divided by 4, divided by 8, divided by 16, were finally introduced in the game, eventually and inevitably ended in the 4 mod 6, 2 mod 6, 1 mod 6 loop. Why? And now the third and final riddle. If you wanted to construct a college game that you knew the exact amount of steps that it would take to complete the game, but it was impossible to actually calculate the game, what city number would you choose? The answer, one answer you could have, an absurd answer, is 6 times 2 to the quantity of tree 3 minus 8. That game would be exactly tree 3 steps long. Why? Again, I'm not going to tell you what tree 3 is. Look it up. It's one of the most absurd large numbers humans have ever invented or constructed, however you want to put it. It's so big that if you tried to calculate what the actual number is, then it would take longer than the universe to do so. So as is, nobody can really use it in much mathematics at all. So for me to use it in an equation is, I think, like I said, it's pure Gödel, but it borders right on P versus NP, saying like, well, can you come up with an answer that is easily knowable to anybody with logic, but that if you try to compute it, you can't because it's too big. And this is an example of that. So it would take longer than the multiverse to calculate, even if you did all the calculations a Planck second apart, so 10 to the negative 43 seconds apart, which is the smallest increment of time in the universe. You still couldn't do it in the universe or the multiverse. It's just such an absurdly large number. And then I'm taking that number, subtracting 8, and then 2 to the power of that number, which is going to be a number so astronomically large that even larger than tree 3 that it's impossible to almost describe and think about. But I'm still using it in the college game because I know it that well. So now you're thinking, oh, right, if it's correct, and Michael says it's correct, and you posted it on this Math Overflow, and all these mathematicians are smart. Well, they're not all really smart, but anyway, they should be able to figure this out. Why haven't you heard about it at all or anything? Because I didn't quite post it yet. I attempted to. You see, when I first started or knew that I had to make a YouTube video a couple years ago, I bought this brand new MacBook Pro that I'm talking to you on right now to do it on, because I had an old computer that was already 5 years old that I bought right after my parents died for dead parent stuff. So I had that MacBook Pro downstairs that I had for like 5 years and this new one. And so I typed in that whole thing right on the website. I even made a profile and put my Prophecy Cat picture on it, the same one that's on this YouTube channel, and did the whole thing, put in my new Collett's algorithm and that other screenshot, proofread it. I was going to send it out exactly 3, 4, 5. But then when I went to review the post at the bottom, it says like review post. I clicked on the button. It didn't work. I wasn't able to post it. And man, to tell you guys the truth, for a guy with Nirvana with the remainder, I got real angry real fast. But then it subsided, and then after that, it was just a problem to solve. And so what I did was I Googled anybody else with this problem, and yes, what it turns out to be is for some Apples, some versions of their operating system, the iOS, there's some bug in them or some bug in the code on Math Overflow that doesn't allow you to submit. It's the same problem. A lot of people have had it, and they fixed it, I guess, for some iOSs, but not for all of them. And so then I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? I don't have a PC. I'll never buy a PC again. Those are pieces of shit. You know, go to the library maybe or something, some way to post on Math Overflow, although then I got to curry everything around. And then I thought about my old MacBook. It's 6 years old. and it has a different iOS and different version and everything, maybe that would work. But I was pretty sure that Gaia was gonna still be fucking with me, and so I kind of made a deal with her. I'm like, I swear, if this works, for some reason Memorial Day popped up. You know, the day we're supposed to remember for the people that served and other stuff. It's also to remember the dead. I'm pretty sure tomorrow I'm gonna go get some flowers and go out to Angie's grave because I haven't done that yet. And while I don't know exactly where she's buried, I'm pretty sure I know the uh, the cemetery, or at least I think I do. So all I can do is try. But then I was like, okay, well, if it works on my downstairs computer because the iOS is different, you know, I swear that as excited as I'll be, I'll just sit on it for a couple more days and then post it on Memorial Day. I assume at 12 or 3:45, one of the two. And so I went downstairs and I didn't even bother typing a lot of stuff just as a guest and everything. I think I tried it twice, logging in as well, but I've just put in title or test for title, and then this is a test because this isn't working. Went down to the bottom, clicked on review question, and I saw the red text at the top. And I looked up, I'm like, oh no. And I looked up and it says the title was like, title must be at least 15 characters long. So then I was like, okay, that's easy. This is just a test because this isn't working, blah, blah, blah. It went from red to green. I went down to click on the button, review question again, but it already auto reviewed it and said, nope, you're good to go, publish question. Then I looked up at the top right and it says, this question has been ratified to be published or something like that. So unless there is some sort of update that goes through my downstairs computer that totally, in the last couple days, that totally is going to foober this up, tomorrow for sure I'll post it on Math Overflow and we'll see what happens. The only very small problem is I can't really airdrop from one to the other because they're so incompatible. So I have to do like a courier thing, you know, download it on my memory stick and then take it downstairs to my other computer, drop it on the desktop, go on the internet, and then use that. It should work like a charm. Like I said, unless there's a software update in the last couple days that screws me over, that is mandated by God, and then I'll have to think of some other way. But that is my plan of action right now. But again, happy Memorial Day to everybody that celebrates it. And you know, stay safe, have a good time. Love you guys. Don't like all you guys, but do love all you guys. And see what I've been working on. I'm still hustling at it. The only other thing is I haven't been doing as much math lately just because I had the stuff on my brain so much that like sleeping at night, I could just tell like when my brain is just compiling almost too hard. I was sleeping like 12 hours a day or 12 hours a night just because hard to get my brain to shut off at night. But in the mornings, it just, yeah, like endless kind of like waking dreams. And it just took like over and over and over and over. It was a bit overwhelming. So taking a bit of a break at it and got plenty of stuff to post. And yeah, that's about it. Maybe read my Bible or I'm still on the Quran on the intro. I talked about it before that I got to a part of it that was talking about the indivisibility of immutability, indivisibility, that even while he was writing it, Muhammad, it was obviously that he was trying to make it in a way so that it could not be changed. And it had to do with the chapters or the length of the chapters. So, and that got me back into prime numbers. And then I solved a bunch of stuff that I've been working on. So that's the plan. Anyway, good talk. As always, rule number 1, do not touch other people without their consent, aka do not hurt each other. And rule number 2, it's all about honesty. Lies are take down, aka try not to lie. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.